O'Neill Outside is presented by CVA. It's just a better gun.
Hello again, everyone. I'm O'Neill Williams, and welcome to our program. Kind of unusual show today because Travis and I are shooting a program on a place we've never been to before. We've never even seen it before, but we're going to learn a lot by that, and then further into the show, it gets even more interesting. The Georgia season runs from generally the middle of March to the middle of May. We've got 3 weeks left. What does that mean? Well, that means it could be that in the afternoon, the hens have all gone to the nest. I like to hunt the last 3 weeks or the last 2 weeks, maybe even the last week of the season, because the hens aren't receptive to the gobblers. They don't go to the gobblers. So the gobblers are lonesome. So if they hear you, they might be alone in the afternoon like this by covering some territory and calling. That indeed, if you get a gobble, he's probably headed your way. So let's keep working this way. Scratching. See here, all along this edge. Scratching. And this looks like a prime place. We're going to move down this road just a little further. Stop and call again. It's left my watch. It's about 5 o'clock. If we can get one to gobble, then we really got a chance. Otherwise, it's just kind of sit and wait. But I sure would like for that to happen. It's prime territory. The lay of the land up here is this is a ridge. And this is a junction of several roads. This one goes off a couple of 100 yards and then it gets hilly. Gets hilly in that direction. This road out here kind of stays up on the ridge. Not knowing anything other than the lay of the land, I can want to stay up top here so that the calls reach in lots of directions and we get an answer. I've always thought they walk uphill better than they walk downhill. So let's just keep easing along. We'll stop and call about every 100 yards or so, 75 yards. Spend a nice, pleasant afternoon calling, see if we get a response. That's what you have to do. Well, as you can see, we didn't have much luck. There were turkey sign everywhere, scratchings everywhere. There's lots of feeding activity, but we never heard a single sound. But you know something, we did learn about this piece of property and the value, it was reminded to us, the value of understanding the property. If you read Tom Kelly in his books, he talks over and over and over again about knowing the lay of the land. Well, what will help you with that is putting in food plots for turkeys. They love in open areas where they can strut and just kind of loaf around. You know, turkey's just a lazy old bird anyway. So the installation of food plots is not just for deer hunting, it's for turkey hunting too. And I found out a lot about that today, and you will too.
O'Neill Outside is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops, your local Toyota dealer, Rockwell Tools, the Whitetail Institute of North America, the Game Saver Food Saver, Realtree Camo, Bojangles, and Conus Optics.
meal outside today. It's a demonstration of knowing the lay of the land and the use of food plots for turkeys. So I'm going to take you back to a hunt Travis made a couple of years ago. Now he knows this property. So where he was extremely confident he was going to have some activity. He knew there was a hardwood bottom off to his left and a 2-acre food plot to his right. It wasn't a surprise when the turkeys walked in. Thank you very much.
I had a blind set up in the bottom. We set for a few hours this afternoon, but it's kind of getting in the evening. I know sometimes these birds like to come out in this food plot. We're just trying to kill time and see what we can do to get birds. So I'm gonna go sit right in the edge of this road up here. They roost all back in here, so I think if I sit on this road, maybe they can catch one coming by. Maybe they come by to get a last bite before they go up to roost tonight.
Travis heard a couple of gobbles back over in the hardwoods. After all that waiting, sometimes the action is really fast. I'm ready.
Good night, man. She got 2 with 1 shot. They fell down in the hole. I got one. Look at that right there. Man, we have been hunting hard for the past 2 days. Hunting hard for the past 2 days hunting fields. Let's check them out here. Oh yeah. Good beards on both of them. Good beards on two good 3-year-old birds. Man, look at the spur. Good night. Look at the spurs on that one. Full fans. Check it out. Look, 2 full fans for the wall. It's gonna be good. I'm probably talking O'Neill into cooking it on the egg. And like I said, you know, Roscoe taught me that patience kills turkeys, and yeah, miss him every time I get to go turkey hunting. So Roscoe, that's for you, buddy. Get these things to the truck.
I'm asked often via email off the website and on Facebook and so on about, O'Neill, I don't have a lease, I don't own any land, I'm not a member of a club, I hunt public land, what do you recommend? Well, there are 3 things, and it'll work for you, I hope. Hunt late into the season when everyone else has stopped. Hunt during the week when no one else is hunting. And hunt far from the roads. You work harder than anyone else does. Most people will hunt within about 100 yards of the public road. Let them drive the deer deep into the woods where you are. And that's a really good hunting tip of the week from Conus. Well, have we proven to you it's not very hard that food plots work for deer and they work for turkeys? But you remember years ago, my goodness, it took 5 or 6 different pieces of equipment and 5 or 6 people to put in a food plot. Not anymore. I learned about a company and a piece of equipment called the Firminator. One piece of equipment, put the whole food plot in, just as slick as can be. It's called the Firminator. It'll work for you, deer and turkeys, I promise. I got to go to the factory to see them build the Firminator. It's a quality piece. It'll last you for season after season after season. Being a turkey hunter and a deer hunter like you are and I am, it's important for you to understand the value that adds to the property, to the excitement, to the sport when you put in food plots. Half an acre, 100 acres. And I have with me today a fellow by the name of William Yancey, and we are at the Renews Outdoor Equipment manufacturing facility in Milner, Georgia, because the Firminator is one of a kind.
Absolutely, it is. It's the most durable 3-in-1 piece of equipment you can buy for putting in your food plots.
So I want you to understand how this is all put together, because they're going to want one, but they need to be qualified to see what size and
Right.
what's the application.
Yeah.
So if you'll follow along, we're going to see how the Firminator is made right here at Renews. Take us
Okay.
along. How shall we begin?
Okay. We start right here with our saw and our raw metal. Once all the parts and components are cut, they go to our welding shop where our welders put all the frameworks and all the components together.
Okay.
They leave the welding shop and go to our powder coat facility where all of them are powder coated, not wet paint.
Why powder coat instead of wet paint?
Powder coat is the most versatile coating you can get on a piece of equipment. It's going to last longer. The coating's going to hold up longer. It's very scratch resistant compared to wet paint, so it's the most durable finish you can get on a piece of equipment.
So we're starting out correctly. Follow us along here. What's the
Okay.
next step, William?
When we get all our parts and components back from powder coat, they're brought up here in our assembly shop. These are seed boxes for Firminators. Over here we have the frames, other components that go into the assembly of them.
Okay, it's about to go
Yes, sir.
put together?
Yes, sir.
We're over here?
We're about to put the puzzle together.
Okay, come on along now. Don't you miss this.
Once we get all our components back from powder coated and brought in here, they're put on these tables, starting with the frame, and then all the components are assembled, and then we end up with our finished product.
All right, now don't jump ahead of me now, because this is one of several sizes. This is not for your
Right.
four-wheeler, not this one.
No, sir. That's our 8-footer. We make a 3-foot model for an ATV, UTV. We have a 4, 5, 6, and 8-foot model
Okay.
for 3-point hitch tractors, depending on what horsepower tractor you have. We like to match you up with the right equipment for your equipment.
Okay, now before we leave to see something else, I want you to know that you'll follow along in today's program, and there's a telephone number for you to call. There's a way for you to reach William.
Yes, sir.
And say, now I've got a half an acre over here. What do you think? Or I've got 10
right.
acres. What do you think?
Right. We can hook you up with the right piece of equipment to make it happen for you.
Okay, and you only need to buy one of these because it's going to last you a couple of decades.
Yes, sir. It's
okay?
going to last you a lifetime.
It all fits together just like this plant does. So, this is a huge unit right here. Watch the next, I guess it's the lineup of finished goods?
Yes, sir.
Is that next?
Yes, sir.
All right, they're right around here. After that step-by-step process, over 8 times a week now, it results in what you see right here of different sizes, and we're going to show you these sizes. Here at Renews Outdoor Equipment, the Firminator. Keep that in mind. Tell me about this, William.
This week's we're producing our models for 3-point hitch. This is our smallest 3-point hitch model. It's a 4-footer. It's good for the subcompact tractors, the 20 to 28 horsepower tractor range.
Okay, this fits for that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then we go to our 5-footer,
Okay.
which is from that 28 to 35 horsepower
Okay,
tractor
we're getting
range.
bigger.
We're getting bigger. We're getting for people that's a little more serious.
Okay. And then just point to them. The next one
Okay.
is?
The next one's a 6-footer. That's the 35 to 50 horsepower
Oh.
tractor range. And then The biggest one is an 8-footer. That's
All right.
for the 60-plus horsepower tractor.
For the features in this unit, which one do you want to show me?
We can look at all of them have the same features.
It's just different size.
Just different sizes. They're all made identical. The only difference is we have options on the cultipacker size.
Okay.
We have a 9-inch cultipacker, and then we have a 16-inch cultipacker.
What goes in here?
This is the seed box. It's a very accurate seeding system. It'll plant anything as small as clover to as big as chufa, corn, sunflowers, soybeans, all your cereal grains out of one seed box.
Okay. Fill up the seed box.
Fill up the seed box.
Prepare the ground.
Prepare the ground.
Uh-huh.
Drop the seed.
Okay.
And cultivate the seed in the ground. This one has a disc hair on the front of it. Renews Outdoor Equipment just started this year producing a model that has a tiller on the front of it.
Really digs
That'll
it up.
really dig it up.
Okay.
So you have one of two options to choose from
Okay.
as far as your primary tillage.
All right. Then the next step is back here, and that's
Yeah.
a small one here that fits this unit.
Yes, sir.
And what do you call this right here?
That's a cultipacker.
What's the most important part of this 3-step that accomplishes what I want to do in putting in a food plot, whether it's a half an acre or 10 acres?
Yeah.
What's the important thing when this is done?
Yeah, the cultipacker.
Okay.
It's giving you good seed to soil contact. It's pressing any area of the soil that's in the soil and it's going to lock any moisture that's in the soil to help with your germination.
Okay.
You're going to see an improved germination rate anytime you have a cultipacker that runs over your seed.
Seed to soil contact, moisture, fertilizer, then you are done, and now you have a nice food plot because of Renew's Outdoor Equipment Firminator, and as I referred to it earlier, it is indeed one of a kind. So remember the name, Renew's Outdoor Equipment Firminator.
The Firminator.
I congratulate you. There's nothing like this anywhere.
Thank you, O'Neill.
You
we
bet.
appreciate it.
You bet. You need to get one.
There's more O'Neill Outside coming up. But first, let's thank our sponsors. Year One, Georgia Power, Bug Band Repellent, Solar Bat Signature Sunglasses, Southern Link Wireless, Hodgdon Powder, O'Neill Outside Spices and Seasonings, and ExploreGeorgia.org, the official Georgia tourism and travel site. Now, let's join O'Neill for this week's Big Green Egg Wild Game and Fish recipe.
Jalapeno stuffed turkey breast. Doesn't that sound great? It's a terrific use for the turkey breast. Now, this has been hammered out here. It's flattened and filleted. I've stuffed 2 jalapenos with cream cheese and cheddar cheese. Secure it with some toothpicks. It's easily done, and it really is fabulous instead of just using turkey like that. Stuff it up there really good. Now, cover it with olive oil, and then I'm going to surprise you with the last ingredient. I love to surprise you anyway, but this is really good. Okay, put it on the V-rack, which you're going to put on the egg. And then the last step is to cover it with O'Neill's steak seasoning. Now, what does that do? It adds a really smoky flavor to the dish, to the turkey. The V-rack goes over a drip pan on the egg, and the drippings, all kind of uses for that. Look at that, isn't that great? 350 for 25 minutes, internal temperature of 165. Want the recipe? O'NeillOutside.com, BigGreenEgg.com. Big Green Egg, the ultimate cooking experience, I promise. Time for the CVA guest book this week from Brian Green in Greensboro, North Carolina. What can I use on the barrel tip of my CVA muzzleloader to keep out the rain when I'm in bad weather? Thanks for the advice. Love the show. Use the finger off of a latex glove or a toy balloon. You can pick them up in stores everywhere, drugstores, convenience stores, whatever. It will keep the moisture out and you don't have any trouble shooting through that. A latex glove finger or a toy balloon. If you'd like to be awarded a CVA muzzleloader, just go to o'neilloutside.com, the CVA guest book. If we use your comment on the air CVA, we'll send you the muzzleloader. William just got a telephone call. He's walked away. I want to show you something. Come this way. This is one of the original Firminators. It's 9 years old, and it was before Renew's Outdoor Equipment got their hands on it and improved it over and over and over again. But it's expensive, but will it last? This unit right here is 9 years old, and it's prepared 3,000 acres of food plots. So when you get your Firminator, it's going to last and last and last. Closed captioning for O'Neill Outside is brought to you by Timbuktu Outdoors, making fishing and hunting convenient and ever more successful.